All right. Hey everybody, thanks a lot for joining my demo video. I'm really excited to share with you all what I've been working on. But before I get into it, I just want to give a quick introduction of myself. My name is Aidan. I'm a student at Ohio University, double majoring in management information systems and business analytics. And I'm about to graduate here, so I've been reflecting on the past 4 years, and I've really learned a lot in my coursework. But one thing I realized is I'm always being guided by a rubric. It tells me everything I need to include in my project, all the next steps. So I wanted to do something on my own so I could be a little bit more creative. And I came up with this internal audit task management system that's powered by workflow automation and real-time data visualization for my hypothetical company, Aidan's Audits. And I'm not going to go through this whole presentation, but I do want to show this slide before I get into the demo because I think it does a really good job just setting everything up. I decided to make this audit focused because I have experience in audit. I know I'm younger, so not a whole lot, but my first internship was with Six Flags at their Cedar Point location as a corporate internal auditor, where I did primarily operational and financial audits. And then last summer, I had an internship with Nationwide, kind of as a data analyst slash internal auditor for their internal audit department. And a common problem that I've seen is that audit operations are often being tracked through manual processes that are limiting visibility and efficiency, pretty much meaning that there's always a bunch of email threads sent out there. You might not know exactly what you have to work on, what other people are working on. So I wanted to come up with a fix for that, and what I did was a system that creates a centralized real-time audit tracking and reporting solution. And the main goals of this are first, just design an automated task management system so that it can track the audit tasks all the way from when it's assigned to when it's actually completed, and then allow that data to be transformed into real operational insights that you can take important key ideas away from. And the technology stack that I used for this was Microsoft Forms as a data input, Power Automate was used as my workflow automation, SharePoint is the centralized data source, and Power BI is where I'm using my data visualization. So now that we have some background information, I can hop right here into the demo. So this is where everything starts out. A manager wants to assign a new task to an analyst. They come right here into this Microsoft form and get to work. So task name, let's say they want to assign me, Aidan, to make a demo video. Task description, share what you've been working on. Team, so you can pick either financial or technology. We'll say technology for this one. Assign to, so this is where the analyst will go. So in this case, for demo's sake, it's going to be me, but this can be anybody within your organization. And same here, requester. This is the manager that's going to be requesting the information. It's also going to be me. And then you can select the risk priority. So it's urgent. We want to get this demo out and shared for you all today. And or as soon as we can, pick a due date, we'll say by the end of the week at least. And then submit. Now the manager is done. They don't have to worry about anything else. They've assigned their task and it's going to go into this Power Automate cloud flow. And I'm not going to go too much into this because it's a little bit technical. So if anyone does want some more information, definitely reach out. I'd love to share it with you, but it's really not too crazy. What it does simply is it's triggered by that form being submitted. It goes in and gathers all the different response details of the information you provided, and then it uses that information and forces it into that SharePoint row and column, which is what I'll show you here now. Need to refresh since we just updated it, but this will load up and you can see right here at the top, make a demo video. It has everything we just included. Task name, task description, team, the analyst it was assigned to, who's requesting it, all of that. But what I really want you to notice right now is how the status is still in progress. Um, exceptions left on blank, no date completed, no documentation. So that's what we'll get to here in a little bit. But I also want to point out that this sends an email automatically to the analyst from the manager, letting them know, hey, you have a new task assigned. And we can see that right here. New task assigned, make a demo video. Hello, you've been assigned a new task for the technology team. You can find all the important information below, task name, ID, description. It'll let them know the date that it wants it completed by, so March 6th in this case. And yeah, now once the analyst does all their work and they're ready to document it, they can just click right here on this link and it will take them to the second Microsoft form. So they'll just say, Aidan Flaherty, task name, make a demo video, and task ID. This is the most crucial part right here. You need to make sure it lines up with this. So 93. And that's because this acts as the primary key within SharePoint to connect it to the right row. So if you say row 92 by accident, then it's going to update the wrong row and mess up that information. So you need to make sure that it is the correct task ID. The date we completed, we got it done immediately today. We're ready. Exception, yes or no? Nope. Luckily, hopefully this demo goes great and there's no problems. And then documentation, so the analyst can let everyone know kind of what happens, maybe provide links. In our case, we're going to say made the demo video, every everything went great. Boom, and then submit. Now at this point, the analyst is done too. So this is going to trigger another Power Automate flow. It's pretty much the same setup as the other one. It's triggered by that form we just submitted, gets the response details, gets the specific items that we need, and then updates that SharePoint row. That also sends an email back to the analyst, which we can see right here. Or sorry, this is going to be from the analyst to the manager. So the manager will get an email saying, hello, Aidan Flaherty has completed the make a demo video task and it has been updated into SharePoint. You can find all the documentation attached there. So they click right here on the SharePoint link and it will take them into here. We need to filter this from largest to smallest so that we can get our one that we just created here right at the top so we don't have to scroll all the way down. And you can see make a demo video. And now the status has been updated to completed, no exceptions. It tells you the data was completed as well as all the documentation. So this is really powerful and it also allows you to filter by a bunch of different things. So let's say you want to filter by a specific analyst. You can see, let's look at what into Doke's doing. You can hit apply and boom, all of his work pops up. You can see he still has 2 in progress. The rest are completed. If you don't want to focus on just an analyst, you can also go into specific teams. I'm not going to filter it just for time's sake, but you can filter by team, all the analysts, the managers that are requesting, different risk priorities, urgent, low, medium, high. So this is a great tool, but also you're not going to want to scroll through this. You want to be able to look at something so you can easily get a key idea and then come into SharePoint if you have to. And that's exactly what we have here with the operational Power BI dashboard that's provided in the link back to the manager. So you can click right on this and this will load up. This is really what managers and key executives are going to be looking at to hopefully give them just a quick glimpse into the data without having to scroll through the SharePoint like I just mentioned. And we'll give this a chance to load up the report. And here we go. So now you can see Aidan's Audits operational dashboard, 48 total tasks out there, 32 of them are completed. But then you also have things that are going to let you start asking questions immediately, like 3 overdue tasks. Why are we having overdue tasks? So you can go back into the SharePoint and filter by overdue, as well as total exceptions. We have 8, like what's going on there. But what makes this special is that it's interactive. So if we want to look at what in Christian Hilton's working on, you can assign by analyst and filter there. You can see he has 6 total tasks. Four of them are completed, but then he has 1 overdue task. So you might want to go to Christian and say, what's going on here? Do you need any extra assistance? Same with this, you can filter by team, click on financial. This is something I noticed earlier is we have 7 completed tasks with 3 total exceptions, resulting in a 40% exception rate, which is really high. So you might want to figure out kind of what's going on with the finance side of things, the finance team. Is everything okay there? And lets you look into that some more. You can also filter by these risk priorities. So if we just want to look at urgent task, you can click on this and you can see 5 of them are completed, but 1's overdue. So you don't want to have overdue urgent task as well as having exceptions. That's a problem too. So this Power BI dashboard is really just a quick way to look into what's actually happening. And I also want to say this is the first time I've ever used Power BI. So I'm sure these kind of KPI cards here at the top could be better, and some of these visuals could also be better. So if anyone has any kind of advice or feedback, definitely reach out. I'd love to learn some more. But yeah, that concludes the demo. Basically, what it does is submit Microsoft Forms, runs through an automated source to automatically update a SharePoint, and that SharePoint is connected to this updated operational dashboard for really quick filtering. And yeah, thanks a lot.